my name is Lexi Jong, and here I like to talk about luxury makeup. And today I have with me the two newest Victoria Beckham lid lustres. So these are a relatively new product to me. I just recently put out a video with my first lid luster purchase, which was Mink. And I really enjoyed the way that it wore. I love the color of that particular shade. That one I think is really unique because when you spread it out, the undertones are really warm, but when you pile it on, it's more cool. And I love that particular shade, and I really enjoyed the formula. So I picked up the two new shades. We have Honey and Tea Rose. And I just want to give you a heads up. This video here, we're just going to go over these new shades today. And I have a little demo. Right now I have both of them on my eyes. So I have a little demo. You can see both of them swatched individually on the eyes, and then as I have them right now. But we are going to do another video on cream shadows soon. I have had several requests to compare the formulas of the Victoria Beckham lid lustres with the Tom Ford and Charlotte Tilbury and so forth. So if there is a particular cream shadow you would like me to include in that comparison, please leave that down below in the comments, because I really would like to make sure that I cover everything. And I know there are a few that I don't have, so I may need to purchase something, and I'd really love to be able to have a complete list so that I can get started on that. So the Victoria Beckham lid lustres come in this little glass jar. You've got the tortoiseshell lid, you have a dark base. These are 5 grams. They are made in Italy. And then inside you have a little plastic cover. And this is a good idea to keep this because it will help prevent your shadows from drying out. So this is the shade Honey. And here it is on my finger. You can see that this is going to be more of a gold shade. And let me just show you what it looks like when you blend it out. So you can see you can get more of that burnished gold look, but if you want to have more of that metallic look, you want to leave it piled on a little bit more. Here's the shade Tea Rose, and this is supposed to be more of a rose gold shade. Here's this. And when you blend this one out, there you go. You can see a little bit more rose in it, whereas when it's piled up, it's a little bit more of a coppery rose. All right, so this is the new Victoria Beckham lid luster in the shade Honey. And let's go ahead and see how this looks. I'm going to take some on my finger. All right, so here it is with finger application, and you can see it's a true gold shade. Got a little bit of my lashes there. Get a little bit more. All right, so this is the shade Honey, and let's try Tea Rose on the other eye. This is the shade Tea Rose. So we have Honey and Tea Rose. So I think they would both look very nice as one and done shades, but I'm gonna go ahead and just mix the two together so that both my eyes look the same. So I'm taking some Tea Rose. I'm just gonna tap this on top of the gold, and I'm gonna use a brush to kind of smear these in together. We'll see if it actually ends up kind of smearing in. It's kind of like the gold has already set, so it's not really blending in as well as I expected. So I'm taking the Linda Hallberg 304 brush. Just gonna kind of blend this a bit in the crease. Just feather over. So you can definitely see both shades in there. You can see nuances of it, but I still see more gold. So let's see if we mix the honey onto the tea rose, if we have the same undertones or if one is just more overpowering than the other. I think I still see a little bit more of the tea rose undertones, but they're pretty similar. I'm going to take a touch of honey for both eyes and just add some to the center and feather that out a little bit. So taking the brush, I'm just going to feather those edges. So here are the two shades together. For the inner corner and the lower lash line, I'm going in with honey, and this is the Refer 23 brush. I go about halfway with honey, and then I'll do the rest with tea rose. So this here is the tea rose. And the more I look at the two eyes, I do think I have more pigment on my right eye, where I started with the honey. And you can see that using this as a liner, I'm definitely getting quite a bit of fallout. I'm gonna add a little bit more honey here to this eye. Let's see how that goes. I don't think it's that I have more pigment. I think maybe it's actually just the tea rose shining through a little bit more. So mixing these two together, you get kind of a coppery shade, which is kind of interesting. So I just added the Tom Ford liquid eyeliner and I'm going over it with honey. I was just wondering if I got it on while it was wet, if it would just make it a more intense gold as a liner. Doesn't seem to do that. I think it probably dried too quickly. Let's see. Yep, no luck. Now, for people who prefer a powder formula, these are very shiny, and so are the Chantecaille luminescent eye shades. So this one here is the shade Lion. I'm going to put this right above Honey, so you can see that this one is going to be the closest match in a powder formula to something that I have. And you can see that you do get a similar shine and sparkle from it. This one is going to be a little bit more of a smooth look, whereas Victoria Beckham, you see more of the actual sparkle parts, like it's not as finely milled. Chantecaille also just released the Zebra shade, which is their rose gold luminescent eye shade for part of the holiday collection. And that's what this one looks like here. So you can see that this one is going to be a little bit peachier and warmer than the Victoria Beckham. And just for comparison, we will compare that to Pangolin, which is going to be more purple, and then Crane. And the three of these, the reason I'm using these is they kind of all go together, even though these don't necessarily go with that. But if you're looking for something that's similar, these three are all kind of in the same vein. Now we're going to do a mix of Crane and Zebra together. See how that kind of looks. Let me add a little more Zebra here. And here's tea rose. So you can see though the tea rose is going to have more gold than mixing those two together. Add a little bit more Zebra here. Let's see if we can get that. So this is a mix of Zebra and Pangolin. That's a little bit closer, but it's a little bit too purple. Just another shade that has come out this year. This is the Quiver Rose from Chanel, number 927. And this is also it's more of a copper rose than a rose gold. But here's the Zebra and here is the tea rose. And you can see that that's going to be a little bit closer to Zebra, but it has more of a copper tone to it. This here is Or Antique from Chanel's holiday collection this year, and this is number 925. This is going to be more of a brighter gold than honey. You can see here that honey has a little bit more brown to it. And that's going to be it for my color comparisons today. So just one more time here, we have the Chantecaille Luminescent Eye Shade in Lion. This is the Victoria Beckham Lid Luster in Honey. Victoria Beckham Lid Luster in Tea Rose. Here we have the Chanel Holiday in Or Antique, Chanel Holiday in the Quiver Rose. Then we have the Chantecaille Luminescent Eye Shade in Zebra, in Pangolin, in Crane. And then we have a mix of Crane and Zebra. This here is the Victoria Beckham Tea Rose. And here we have a mix of the Chantecaille Zebra and Pangolin. Now, just a quick note about wear time with these lid lusters. For me, they wear just fine all day. I do get some creasing. It is a cream shadow, so that's to be expected. So I have just some moderate creasing in the crease area after a long day, but it stays put for quite a while. So I'd say it's slightly better than the average cream shadow with longevity, but that's also because it's a little bit of a drier formula. Now, one of the things to note is this is super shimmery, and because of that, everywhere in the crease area where it's going to start creasing, you do have a little bit of fading of that particular glitter. So it will stay a little bit more strongly pigmented lower down on the lash line than it does up in the crease. And as it fades throughout the day, you know, it's basically kind of shifting down a little bit. So the color will remain, but some of the glitter and intensity of that sparkle will fade. My thoughts on these new lid luster shades is I think they're really nice and they round out the collection really well. I think I am actually more pleasantly surprised with the shades and how they appear on me than what I was expecting. I was afraid they'd be a little bit too warm, and they are warm shadows, don't get me wrong, but I really like how the honey shade has a little bit of a brown undertone in there instead of like straight up gold. So it helps. It's a little bit more neutral. And that, I think, is what makes that shade work well for me. The Tea Rose, again, you know, it's not quite as warm toned as I expected either. And the way it shears out is not too pink. And it's just, I think they're both beautiful. By the way, the shimmer in both of these is gold toned. So overall, I'm very happy with these new shades. I think they are a great addition to the collection. I'm very interested in picking up more of these lid lusters, particularly the blue one. I really wanted to pick up the blue one. So I will probably do that at some point. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and consider subscribing if you haven't already, and share this video with your friends. So don't forget to leave any cream shadows you'd like me to include in a comparison video down below in the comments. I really just want to make sure I have all of the products and I can begin testing, so I have some thorough comparisons. And hopefully that video will be out in the next 2 to 3 weeks. So thank you so much. And again, don't forget to hit that like button, and I will see you next time. Have a great day and stay safe and healthy.